This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Government allocates $250 million for more classrooms. To alleviate the shift system and overcrowding in schools, the government has earmarked $250 million for additional classrooms under the Education Transformation Program. This was outlined in the estimates of expenditure tabled in the House of Representatives by the Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, on February 10. According to a release, the project will be implemented under the Ministry of Education and the Youth National Education Trust Program and is funded by the government of Jamaica. The extended timeline for the project is April 2022 to March 2024. For the 2022-2023 fiscal year, the anticipated targets are the commencement of construction of administrative blocks, construction of classroom blocks, and the pre-contract activities for auditoriums. The release also revealed that up to December 2021, works at the Mount St. Joseph High School in Manchester were completed for Phase 3 5th Form block and the Phase 4 6th Form block. Also completed was the architectural design for the remaining build-out of the 3rd floor and the 4th form, the auditorium, and the administrative block. The estimates will be considered by the Standing Finance Committee of the House beginning on March 1. Westmoreland family homeless after house shut up and set on fire. A Westmoreland family of 5 is now homeless after their home was set on fire. 2 cars that were in the yard were also set ablaze. The Scotland Belvedere family, which includes children, reported that sometime around 2:30 this morning, they heard several gunshots, and shortly after the house was seen on fire. They managed to flee the burning house, which became engulfed and was destroyed. A man is being sought by the police in relation to the incident. Investigators say several spent shells were removed from the scene. Puerto Rico Beach rubbishes discrimination claims made in viral video. The management of Puerto Rico Beach Club in Discovery Bay, St. Ann, is describing as a baseless and highly derogatory statements made in a viral video by a man alleging that the beach was engaged in discrimination against the blacks and the locals. Rather, the beach said in a statement on its Instagram page on Friday that the property is not opened to the public on selected Mondays and Tuesdays due to other commitments. The video, in which the man made unfounded claims, was shared on Friday by dancehall superstar Bounty Killer, who tagged Prime Minister Andrew Holness and the Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett to bring their attention to the situation. Over 400 persons responded, most of whom were outraged at what the man was alleging. The man in the now viral video claimed that he had gone to the beach and was not allowed access. Further, he claimed that other Jamaicans were similarly not allowed access because they were not white. Only white people are allowed access to the beach Monday and Tuesday. So, because of that, the Jamaica that we used to is gone, asserted the male videographer. Only white people are allowed access to the beach Monday and Tuesday. So, because of that, the Jamaica that we used to is gone, asserted the male videographer. How can we live in a country that we have no right? He questioned. But the beach properties management rubbished those assertions in the video that went viral on Friday as the backlash was becoming swift from the public. On Monday night, February 14, 2022, a video was uploaded on Facebook that made baseless and highly derogatory statements regarding the operations of Puerto Rico Beach in Discovery Bay, St. Ann, the post said. It added, "We can confirm that this video was taken on that day, and it should be noted that we were not open to the public." The management of the beach property further said that due to commitments under contracts with various cruise lines, there are occasions on a Monday or Tuesday when it becomes necessary for us to operate. Noting that the opening hours are usually 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., Puerto Rico Beach informed that we continue to offer the highest level of welcome and service to all our patrons. Despite the assertion, Bounty Killer, whose real name is Rodney Price, went on the attack. In tagging Holness and Bartlett, The DJ pressed the leaders on what they were doing to the country in light of the allegations made by the man in the video. The veteran DJ added that citizens may have to join the Maroons and rise up rebellion in Jamaica. Poverty and crime been a kill we, plus on a pandemic with locking down the people under suppression and depression. Wanna try remember that pressure burst hope and also made diamonds. Be very careful, declared the Price. You can fool some people sometime, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Wake up, Jamaicans. Now we see the light. Let's stand up for our rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight, urged the Price, borrowing lyrics from Bob Marley's song. Instagram users concurred with Price's argument. This have to stop now, at Andrew Holness JM wrote King Shizzle Sherlock in response to the video. Ready for the revolution, commented Presley Gordon 7. Other persons came to the defense of Puerto Rico Beach, arguing that they would not judge the entity without an explanation. Hey, if I can't see or hear on the video the voices of the workers at the beach saying they are not accepting Jamaicans, I won't be quick to believe any video put out because there's so much misinformation from people put out and we always fall for it, stated Preston Days. Also, the beach is open from Wednesday to Sunday. Let's get proper information sometime before we come out to tarnish people and the businesses, he said. Sammy J876 Girl commented that the beach has always been closed on Mondays and Tuesdays to the general public regardless of race. This has nothing to do with racism. It is so sad that people running with this racism card and a big misunderstanding without researching. So heartbreaking to see these comments, she commented. Opposition calls for Darlin's head. The opposition is calling for the removal of Shane Darlin as the Chief Executive Officer of the Firearm Licensing Authority for poor performance. Peter Bunting, opposition spokesman on national security, has also highlighted Darlin's admission that he cannot fix the troubling issues plaguing the entity. Further evidence of poor governance and the non-performance of the FLA's CEO is the fact that the controversy-riddled entity has not even submitted an annual report to Cabinet, said Bunting. In the meantime, Bunting wants the Integrity Commission to complete the investigation of corruption in the issuance of firearm license by the FLA. The probe was launched by the Office of the Contractor General in 2017. While the opposition is aware of the limited investigative resources available to the Integrity Commission, it is imperative that given the threat to national security, that this investigation be prioritized and the report submitted to Parliament as soon as possible, said Bunting. He said the FLA needs a sober and competent leadership to restore the integrity of the entity and to regain the confidence of local law enforcement, international partners, and the Jamaican public. Jamalco lauded for retaining full workforce after major fire. Bauxite and alumina company Jamalco has been lauded for retaining its full workforce despite a halt in production due to a fire that destroyed its powerhouse last September. Minister of Transport and Mining Audley Shaw, who commended the company, noted that insight and foresight are being demonstrated in keeping its 1,000 employees despite the fact that you are not in operation. He said through the gesture, Jamalco is giving some of the workers an opportunity to widen their expertise to learn to do other things in maintenance and other areas. The minister made the comments during a recent tour of the company in Wholesale in the central parish of Clarendon. Shaw added that an opportunity is also being provided for the workers to gain useful knowledge in preventative maintenance and understanding the business more. It is an excellent example of good management technique. Meanwhile, Managing Director at Jamalco, Austin Mooney, said the destroyed powerhouse had posed many difficulties as it was built with 1970s technology. The new one being developed is being done with current technology and it will secure the future of Jamalco. He added that the entity will be able to meet orders for its products as the reconstruction is moving apace. According to the permanent secretary in the ministry, Dr. Alwyn Hales, there are greater prospects for the mining sector. The restoration work at Jamalco has an upgrading component, and with new developments at the Norando bauxite facility and Alpart to restart operation, the sector will be adding meaningful growth to the economy, he said. The wider mineral sector is good and moving despite the pandemic, the permanent secretary said, noting that the demand for aggregates is great and is expected to grow as the construction sector remains vibrant. Businessman shot dead, woman wounded in Maypen. A businessman was killed and a woman injured in a gun attack in Maypen, Clarendon on Friday night. Dead is Ian Ellington, otherwise called Tutu British, of Hunts Pen in Maypen. He is said to be in his late 30s. Reports are that about 11:15 p.m., residents of Palmetto Pen in Maypen heard a gunfire coming from a section of the area and alerted the police. Ellington's bullet-riddled body was later found in the front passenger seat of a motor car in the area. A woman who reportedly ran from the vehicle was also found suffering from a bullet wound. Both injured persons were assisted to the hospital, where Ellington was pronounced dead. The woman was admitted for treatment. Investigations are ongoing. Brothers charged for murder of women at Wholesale in Westmoreland. Two brothers have been charged for the shooting deaths of a businesswoman and a customer at her Wholesale in Westmoreland in January. Nigel Walters, 21, otherwise called Troy of Charlestown District, St. Mary, and Lennox Bigwoods, Westmoreland, and 24-year-old Nicholas Walters of Charlestown District were charged with 2 counts of murder and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition on Friday. Their court date is being finalized. Businesswoman 45-year-old Sophia Brown and 58-year-old Bernie Lewis, a farmer and a domestic helper, both of Long Hill District, White House, Westmoreland, were gunned down on Wednesday, January 12. The police reported that about 2:10 p.m., Brown was at her business establishment when the brothers entered the establishment posing as customers. Brown and Lewis were assisting the men when they opened gunfire at them. According to the police, both men then proceeded to take an undetermined amount of cash and grocery items. The women were taken to the hospital, where they were pronounced dead. On Monday, February 7, both men were positively identified by a witness on CCTV footage taken from the establishment that captured the incident, the police indicated. On Friday, February 18, both men were charged following question and answer sessions. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.